Welcome, I'm Chris,
And I'm Piper.
and this is another episode of Cinematic Anarchy. And we tried to be professional, yay.
You just hooed like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Well, I mean, if you've seen my gut as of lately, I'm beginning to become a little less the Pillsbury Doughboy, and I'm becoming a little more svelte,
Does that mean buff?
I guess. I,
Oh,
I
I was about to say, you're saying something. Are we going away from Pillsbury Doughboy into the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, or the opposite way?
I don't. Does the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man make noises? I was
I think he.
unaware. Yeah, I mean, if I do that while we're on recording, when we're sitting down to record, then that is something else altogether. I can do that without a problem. Just popping fresh dough. Anyway, today we are, yeah,
Popping fresh dough.
popping fresh dough. Today we are sitting down for spooky season, and we are going to start listening to Piper answer her phone, which she has not muted. Bing, bing.
I am a shift lead.
You're a shift lead?
Yes.
Yes, but that comes over loud and clear. We've already discussed this with the pre-recording belch.
Don't worry. Wow, you had to bring that up. Don't
Of
worry,
course
it's
I
on
was going to bring it up.
vibrate.
That was just the test recording, though. Doesn't mean I can't call you out just a little bit. And how have you been doing lately,
Mother,
Piper?
I'm alive.
I cut you off in the middle of saying that.
I haven't killed anybody.
Not yet. Hey, let me ask you a
Yet
question.
is an operative word.
I know you're in Georgia, but have
Yeah.
you gotten any of that mess that went through Florida, like the rain and the wind and all that shit?
We did not get any of Milton. Helene, whatever her name is, we got her. We didn't get any of Milton.
Oh no! You're not going to get any of Milton. You wouldn't have gotten any of Milton because it came
Oh,
from the
Helene, we
Gulf.
got. Helene, we got. Like, I live in, I'm going to say it, like Ogilvy County. Every county around us, like, lost power except for Athens, which is about 10, 20 minutes away. So every county to the some other direction of us, they lost power all the way up to like South Carolina. They were driving through Georgia, and apparently everyone was coming to Burger King like it was their last fucking supper. And I was just like, you could go to the grocery store, get a cooler and some ice, and make sandwiches for a lot cheaper.
Burger King as your last supper. Now that is sad. That's a sad
That is
thought.
very sad. Like, and so many people, it's like, and as somebody who works behind a counter and everything, it's like, you generally, like, if you get a rush, you need a little bit of time once the rush dies down to actually be able to cope and deal with whatever you've dealt with, just for like even just like 5 minutes. There was no, like, I went into work at 3:30 p.m. It was busy before I got there. It was like there was lines out the door, lines in the drive-through, and like it was that way all the way until 11:30 p.m.
Oh, jeez. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you had people in the drive-through even at 11:30 after you turn off the lights that are like, "Why? Why can't you serve us?" It's like because it's
Oh,
11:30, we're closed.
well, we cut the lobby is closed at 10. We don't stop serving drive-through until 12.
Why?
That's a good question.
Why? At least you're not
That's
Wendy's. You don't do the 2 a.m. thing.
Oh, hell no.
Open till 2 a.m. That would be
I would
miserable.
definitely burn the place down if that was the case. I'm tempted to burn the place down, and that's not the case.
Might make the food taste better. You never know. Flame broiled. That's Burger King's thing, right? Flame broiled.
Yeah, literally.
If your way right away is charred to a crisp, then tastes like cinders.
I hate that they say "have it your way." I'm just like, we're not Subway. Like, literally, Subway is where you have it your way.
I was just noticing that much akin to spooky season here. It's October, and Milton cut a slash right across the throat of Florida, just right from the Gulf out to the ocean.
Should have named him Freddie.
Did you turn on your fan?
No, I turned off my mic for a second so I could.
Okay, some kind of fan or something blowing like loud and clear on your end for a
It's
second.
probably in my PC.
You know what's funny?
What?
The second you went, it disappeared. You inhaled whatever it was.
I'm a good
Gone.
sucker.
So today we are supposed to be talking about Resident Evil. So basically, our plan for spooky season is to try to get through all 6 of the Resident Evil movies. However,
Was
we
this?
did notice there are only 5 weekends in spooky season to get that done. So at some point, we're going to have to double up.
Oh, we've already missed one too. So
Did we? Did we fit? Did
last
we?
weekend was the first weekend in October.
We missed the last week, so now we're going to have to double up on 2. So it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, we can do it that way,
We
or we
can.
can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6. Nah, I think I like it your way more because 6 there's not as much to talk about.
I will say 2. I'm not going to have a lot to talk about. Number 2, the
2, I'll
next.
have tons to talk about.
I got a lot of shit to talk about it. That's about it.
You have a lot of shit to talk about everything.
Yeah, but usually I like movies. Usually I like
Usually
them.
like bad movies.
This movie I like. The one that we're talking about today, I love.
This one, I love. I think it's a video game turned movie done correctly.
I think between the
At
music,
least if
the
we're talking
action,
about the first one.
yeah, we're talking about the first one. I'm not talking about number 2 anymore, which appropriately I'm calling number 2. Heaping
No,
pile of
no,
yeah.
no. Don't
Oh
go
yeah.
there.
Oh yes.
Don't go there.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what? We'll debate this out next episode.
Okay, we can debate that out in a minute. We got to talk about this one first.
Exactly.
So, do you want to give us a quick synopsis of the film, or should I read something from IMDb? Which would you prefer?
I can do it.
Okay.
So we start out with a mansion, and actually we start out with a lab where everything is done. There's an outbreak of a virus, and it's contained in the lab, and we see people going down to actually, make sure it's contained, all that other stuff, and make sure that I don't know if they were trying to get a sample or not, but either way, they go down to make sure it's contained, and all hell breaks loose. And then we see everyone struggling to survive to keep their lives and save the ones that they actually care about.
Is that your synopsis of the entire film?
Well, I mean, I could go more in depth, but then it's like, then what we have to talk about.
Okay. I will say the reason I watched this film the first time is because I might have had at some point a little crush on I'm going to mispronounce her name.
Mila Jovovich?
Yeah, see, I was not pronouncing it as a Y. I pronounced it as a J.
Yeah, and it's not a J. It's not pronounced as a J.
No, it's not. It's not.
I was waiting for you to do it as a J. I was even thinking about that when I was in the shower. I was like, he's going to say Mila Jovovich.
The one thing that I am well known for, if anything else, is the fact that I will butcher even the simplest names. In some cases, I will rant on and on about an actor in a film, much like I did several episodes, several seasons ago, when I spent the better part of a half hour ranting about Will Ferrell when I was talking about Will Smith.
Yeah, that's the other thing you do. It's like you don't just fuck up a name. Sometimes you're calling them a whole different name altogether.
Look, hon, if I'm going to fuck something up, I am going to commit hard to it.
Kinky. Kinky.
I didn't say I was going to commit to being hard. I didn't say I was committing to getting hard. I said I commit hard. Hard.
Hard.
My commitment to
Hard.
fucking up is probably one of the few hard things about me. Okay? Outside of that, I'm popping fresh dough, boy, over here, I'm losing some weight. The job that I'm currently doing, I'm on my feet. I'm walking to and from work. I'm doing a bunch of stuff. I have basically become the janitor from the Breakfast Club. I am the eyes and ears of the institution. The only problem is nobody actually wants to know anything that I know. So, I'm the eyes and ears for nothing.
All right. So
we open our film. We open our film on basically an office setting. Basically, you have a bunch of office workers in the umbrella.
No, we open our film with a explanation of what Umbrella is.
Well, the biggest corporation in America, yes, but I'm talking about
Yes.
the first bit of live action.
Yeah, but that whole scene, like, okay, first let's talk about the music that was done by Marilyn Manson.
Oh, there's a lot of really great music in this first one.
Well, it's like it's the opening music, like the theme, like that whole theme done by Marilyn Manson and everything else. Like he composed most of the music for this film. It was just brilliant. It was like it was eerie, catchy, and everything at the same time.
I honestly, I think that's one of the reasons I love this film so much is that the action and the soundtrack just drive this movie from beginning to end.
It does.
Special effects, while some of it is a little cheesy,
Well,
a lot of it still holds up.
yeah, it's like some of it doesn't hold up, but you got to look at it. It was 2002, which means it was also probably filmed in 2000 because it took a lot longer to get films out then.
The initial scenes with the zombies, where it looks like they might have put like green paint on some of their faces so they could digitally remove parts of their faces.
That's because they did.
Yeah. Well, I assumed. All right. I'm just gonna stay silent for a moment, like
Why?
because I want to headbutt. Because he
But
did.
you don't like dead air.
I don't like dead air, but that's all right. I'm gonna create dead air anyway. And seeing as this is going to be the first official episode where we put a recording up on YouTube outside of some other things that we tried in the past. We tried to do some stuff with Hazard Valley Films that never quite got to where it was going. I'm making that up to them. I'm making that up to them next Sunday. Next Sunday. If you want to join us, next Sunday we're going to be recording a bonus episode for spooky season.
Depends on what time you're recording.
It all depends. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Either way, we're going to bring them back to sit down and I'm interrupting our discussion of Resident Evil because I have this ADHD thing that I just can't fucking get under control. But
I got to bring you back to going back before we were talking about digitally removed shit on zombies.
Well, yeah. I mean, we were talking about that, and then you called me out like, "Well, that's because what they did. That's what they did." And at some point, I'm gonna learn how to talk like real people.
What's a real person?
I have no idea. I've never met one.
It's like I'm turning 37 in a couple weeks, and I don't know what real people are.
Do I have like 10 and a half years on you?
I'll be 37 on the 30th.
Yeah, I'm maybe 9.5 years on you. I'm 47, so you're just now getting to that 10 mark where it would be 10 years. So I guess that's like 9.5 years, if I can mentally do math correctly.
Fuck it, it's just 10 years.
It's old.
You got a decade.
You see all the gray underneath here, and it's kind of creeping into this here, and this up here. Thankfully, is not turning as white as the rest of it, so I might be able to get away without any kind of dye job for a long time.
So far, it's like I dye my hair sometimes, but so far, this hasn't turned any color.
You know what I realized?
What?
For once, in the entire time that we have done this podcast, for once, we are going to have video where people can actually see that I pointed to something. Because we're constantly doing that.
We weren't doing this on video.
Huh? What?
I thought you said we weren't doing this on video.
We are. Put your arms down.
Damn it. Chris. You said this one wasn't going to be recorded. I'm glad I did get slightly pretty. I mean, I didn't put no makeup on, but at least I took a shower. And wore something
remember,
cute.
we went back and forth. Are we going to put this one out as a recording? I'm like, no. And you're like, oh, well, then why did I get all prettied up? I go, okay, we can do that.
No, I thought we were just... Fuck.
Consider that...
Everyone, don't look at me. Look at my lights.
Just look at the lights behind me. I don't have any lights behind me. I just got some pictures on the wall that are hung incorrectly. I mean,
you got a boring light. Just look at my Halloween lights.
There's nothing to look at behind me. It's just a curtain and a couple of pictures that I hung that are, I think, right now a little crooked.
You know what I find funny?
What's funny?
Now I don't have to mute myself then. If they're going to see it anyway.
You can't do that.
What?
Putting it up on YouTube. You're not supposed to do that kind of stuff. Remember? Put that down.
Chris, that means we got to go a while without me vaping.
Oh, well, okay. Well, hopefully we don't make you nervous and twitchy and angry at me, please.
Uh, all right,
You
let's
you
go.
know what would help us get through this so you can get back to that talking about the movie. Let's talk about the movie.
We got to keep you on track.
This is not possible, but we can try.
All right, so first we start with the guy playing with the vials, and he's the reason that the virus becomes airborne because he throws the vial and cracks it on the edge of the desk.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the entire beginning of the movie. That and the Red Queen locking down the entire facility to make sure that she keeps whatever's about to happen inside the hive. And then,
She becomes a homicidal bitch.
good, good, good. I mean, you need to keep that kind of shit contained. She's basically killing people that technically have already been infected with the zombie virus, the T
Yes,
virus.
the T virus.
And this is when we meet Alice.
Whose name is never said once in the entire movie.
She's listed
She's
in the credits
listed. She's
as
listed in the
Alice.
credits as Alice, but her name is never said once in the
Never once.
movies.
Not the
In the
entire film.
movie, in this movie.
And
It's like we
again,
find out her lover's name, but we didn't really like him anyway.
what do we got? Alice, Matt, and Spence.
We got Alice, Matt, Spence, Rain, JT.
JT. There's a lot of men in this movie. A lot.
You got one who is
What's her
the
name?
the
Rain.
Rain, Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Ooh,
Probably
that
my
woman.
favorite character in this film. The first thing she says upon stepping into the film is what? Do you remember?
Blow me.
Just whispers "blow me" in Matt's ear. Blow me. Like, I like Michelle Rodriguez. I don't think I've seen something with her in it that I didn't like.
Same. That woman. Ooh.
Oh, now I think I might have to actively dig now. I'll dig. I'll find something where I don't like her performance.
Blood Rain?
Blood Rain? Was she in Blood Rain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but was she bad in Blood Rain?
The movie was just bad in general.
Well, the movie was horrible. I believe that was that guy, Yule Boll. He was notorious for taking video game properties and making movies that would basically fail miserably. It's like he did that, like In the Name of the King. He did Alone in the Dark. There was another one that I can't remember off the top of my head, like Island of the Dead or something weird like that. But it's just a whole series of really, really terrible films that if you hire this guy, it's basically to give yourself a film that you can have flop at the box office and then you can use that to write off a bunch of stuff on your taxes because no, we lost a ton of money on this. Can we just write off our taxes? It's a complete loss for us, you know. I don't know the tax ramifications to that. I am about as brain dead as anybody when it comes to taxes. So we're going to move on before I dig myself a nice, pretty little hole right under my chair.
Nice, pretty little hole.
Nice, pretty little hole.
After we talk about Rain saying, blow me.
And she was in Blood Rain. Yeah.
Yes. Blow
Rain.
me.
Blood Rain. Blow me. So, I think that's probably my favorite entrance in the whole film is just her initial part.
I just have to ask one question.
Sure.
Where the fuck was Matt the whole time Alice is walking around the mansion?
Watching
he just pops out of nowhere and brings her back in. But at the same time, everybody else is coming through the windows.
Oh, he was just doing the voyeur thing. He knew she was there. Just he's watching.
That's creepy.
Naked girl passed out in the shower.
Then she gets into a slinky red dress where she has no boobs to fill it out.
No boobs to fill it out, but at the very least, they gave her shorts to put on underneath it. I didn't see the shorts.
That wasn't shorts.
The shorts.
She's not wearing shorts.
Like the lycra shorts underneath to keep like everything else from getting exposed.
That wasn't her shorts.
What were those?
That was a dress with a sheer thing that goes over it. The dress is short. She's not wearing shorts. That is a whole dress.
Sure. Okay. It looks like shorts. The
It doesn't.
entire film, I
It
thought it
rides
was
up.
like
It rides up like a dress
it looks
completely.
like red bike shorts to me.
Especially when she puts her legs around a zombie's head to bring him down. You can see the dress move up.
Yeah, lucky zombie. Anyway,
Eh, eh, eh. Your face. Eh.
it's not how you want to get bit by a zombie. I'm telling you.
I mean, they did the same thing for the reenactment of Resident Evil 3 in Umbrella Chronicles.
Now, you do not want to be taken out by a zombie because your dumbass thought you had to do some sort of Hurricane Rana move on them.
Oh,
Wrap your legs
what?
around their head. That's where you basically jump up, wrap your legs around somebody's head, and then flip them over.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to be taken out by being eaten? Literally.
Literally eaten out.
Yes. Not me.
I mean, if some
I
people
don't have
had
a
a last
JJ,
request,
but you know.
I know some people, if they had a last request, that's a good way to go.
That sounds a painful way to go. To be eaten out, literally.
Eaten from toe to head. Anyway.
Um, don't think you're being eaten from the toes.
Well, we're starting from the bottom. Now they're
Yeah,
here
your
somewhere.
midsection, like here, your V if you have one.
Anyway.
I definitely know I don't want to be my salad tossed to death. Literally.
You sure?
I don't know.
Yeah, now you have to think about it. Well, maybe. We'll see.
I find it funny though now. If we have dead air now, it doesn't really matter because it's also going on YouTube as a video. So it's like reactions are fine now.
We're just recording right now. We still have the option of not putting this out if we want to. You know?
As a video?
Yeah. No, see? We can
I
still
could have been sucking away. This is totally going as a video now.
Yeah. I mean, we put up warnings that there's explicit material here. None of this is meant for, 5-year-olds to watch. So we don't need anybody like, I let my 5-year-old watch YouTube yesterday and Cinematic Anarchy came on and they're like, hey, I could be sucking on that. And then I decided, we're going to report the fuck out of them. Yeah,
but I could have been talking about a lollipop. Just don't ask me what kind.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Dum-dums, hello. It's Halloween-ish.
So, now we've met the team.
Yes, we've moved into the hive, and we're basically going to the laser room.
We've met the team where you've taken a train ride into the hive, and now we're downstairs. This is my favorite scene in the entire film.
The laser room?
The laser room is the best scene.
I actually love that they did it more with practical effects.
Yeah, well, some of it was with practical effects. They couldn't use the lasers as practical effects, could they?
Well, I mean, of course the lasers weren't practical effects, but when one gets diamond out...
Okay.
He gets diamond gridded? I don't know how to put it.
He was turned into a living twat waffle is what he was. Just... he
a twat waffle. Anyway, it's like they actually built a mannequin type thing so that they can pull it to have it come apart in pieces.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That must have been really unsettling for him, just to watch like a mannequin of himself, like a wax figure or something, that they built to look like him just kind of slide into multiple pieces after being, waffle coned.
Twat waffled.
Twat waffled? Yeah, I like that. We'll just stick with twat waffled.
I mean, you brought it up.
It's unsettling.
It's just great he wasn't blue waffled.
Blue? Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
But it's like that, watching that whole scene, it was awesome. And I'm glad we get to come back to the laser grid room when we talk about another movie in the series.
Yeah, no, that actually kind of ticked me off a little bit at first, but we will wait until we get a couple episodes away before we talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's 2 episodes from now. 1 if we decide to go the other way and kind of bunch things up.
Well, we were
But
going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. It's 2 episodes away.
what other film in this franchise do you feel deserves its own episode?
I don't
Hmm?
know.
I don't know.
I'll watch the rest and let you know. I know number 6 and 5 can be bunched together.
I will tell you, I have watched all that I have previously. I've watched one, I've watched two, I've watched three. I have never seen four, five, and six. Never. I lost it after three. After Extinction, I was just like, oh, an entire pit of Alice's.
Number 4, you're going to have some issues because they shot it in 3D. It was meant to be released as 3D. It was meant to be seen in 3D.
Oh,
So
so
number
I'm
4, you
due
might
for a
have
2 hour headache.
well, I wouldn't say it's a headache. I mean, it's just the way they shoot things. You can tell it was meant to be in 3D. Like, it's not shot where you have to watch it in 3D because, like, you don't have to have the glasses and all that other shit. It's just you can tell by the way it's shot that some things were meant to more pop out.
I hate that.
I mean, with the 3D thing, like, I did enjoy going to see some of those movies, but then I was like, it costs so much money just to watch this movie in 3D.
I think like the 3D thing has come and gone. Like they've tried really hard to make certain films that have that whole 3D thing going on with it. I think like even like Wonder Woman, maybe the Justice League film had some
I
3D
think
moments
Deadpool
in it.
versus Wolverine was you could have watched it in 3D. Or
But nobody's
Deadpool and
buying
Wolverine.
a 3D television. No one at all.
No.
Like I remember 3D when I was a short little shit.
The blue
3D
and red
back when
glasses.
the blue and red glasses, yep. I remember seeing Freddy's Dead in 3D. I remember there was a 3D
Freddy's Dead
version.
was a 3D thing.
Freddy's Dead, yes. Freddy's, they had a whole scene, so that most of the movie wasn't. And then they had a whole like computer generated scene when they went into Freddy's head or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, and that whole thing was supposed to be done in 3D. So they're like, it had a whole thing where they're like, okay, put
Freddy's
your
Dead.
glasses on.
That was number 6. They had a whole like video game section in that.
Was that number 6?
I think so.
I think so.
Because number 7 is New Nightmare.
Right. Yeah, no, I remember watching that, and I remember seeing like one of the Friday the 13th films that they did in 3D, and it was really cheesy. And I've never watched a 3D movie where I was like, oh, that was a great experience. I've always watched them and thought to myself, I need a fucking aspirin now.
There was only one that I saw in 3D that I thought was actually kind of good, and that was Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Okay. The only 3D movies I ever paid to see were like on the superhero movie level. That's it.
I didn't pay to see that shit.
No.
I love that movie. Don't get me wrong, I love that movie, but I didn't pay to see it. My parents did.
This is back when I was still giving like DC films a chance. So I saw a few of them in 3D, and yeah, I gave them a chance. Good old try.
We are
You know
so
what?
off topic.
You know what? The DC television shows were always better, and
You're right.
we haven't even gotten past. We got up to Twat Waffle, and that's as far as we got. And then
I got up to Twat Waffle. Also, it's like they actually built that. You see the liquor come out of the his cubicle.
right,
I don't know, his big square containment cell. His fucking cubicle.
sure.
Out of his workspace. It's like we
Right.
see that. Then we see Matt, and apparently Alice kills his sister because she was about to eat him. And like there was so no emotion to his sister being dead, really. It's like you see a couple of tears, but it's like you can tell he's not really morose. He's not sad.
I
Like,
would
she was my sister.
I would have to say of all the people in this film, the whoever it is that played Matt, I don't even remember his name. His name's in here somewhere. It's nope. I'm literally scrolling through names. I'm not even going to bother. I don't want to
Don't
commit this
bother.
guy's name to memory. Whoever it was that played Matt, honestly, this film, I've seen him in a few other things. This particular film, it was just like, were
He
you
was so deadpan.
were you acting in the same film? Were you trying? Did you get it? Did you get your check beforehand and went, fuck them, I'm not even going to try? You know,
It's
I
like
don't
I've
know
already
what
got my
happened.
check and cashed it.
It's like he got his check and was just like, that's all you're giving me? Okay, I'll give you the acting performance that's worth. Yeah. And yeah. So I don't think I liked his acting at all. I
I did
didn't
not
buy
like his
him.
actors. I did not buy his trying to be a survivor in this movie, or like mourning his dead sister who was just killed right in front of him after she almost ate him or was about to eat him.
I just fully agree with him being Nemesis in the next film. That's it.
I actually don't.
Absolutely agree with him being Nemesis in the next film
You
because
agree because he wasn't in it.
yeah, there you go. There we go. The fact that they didn't have to use him as an actor was the whole reason I was like, woohoo.
Nope, they used a bodybuilder named Matthew G.
Great. Fantastic. They did not use him. That was the whole thing.
The sad thing is, like, I can't remember the guy who played Matt, but I know who was in the Nemesis suit.
It's like I can't remember this guy's name, but the guy that replaced him,
And you never
well,
see his face.
never once.
Nope.
That wasn't his face at all.
No.
No.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can tell.
No, I couldn't tell. Couldn't tell that wasn't his face.
So, next thing you know, they regroup with Rain and Kaplan and Spence, fuckface.
I would say computer generated Red Queen, sufficiently creepy little girl with a British accent, who,
I
by the
mean,
way, not British.
the one quote that keeps popping up in the movies: "You're all going to die down here."
No, no. My favorite. I've been a bad girl.
Things I gather have gone out of control. I've been a bad, bad girl.
The computer generated girl had better lines than 90% of the cast.
The computer generated girl acted better than the guy playing Matt.
I'm going to have to say probably better than about 3/4 of the cast.
Okay, JT doesn't count. He got killed early in the film, and so did the medic.
Well, several people got killed pretty early in the film. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna say if I had favorite secondary performances in this film, I would put Michelle Rodriguez and the girl that played the Red Queen like right about there.
I mean, I'd have to put the guy who played one on there too. Like, he was good before he died. Before he was taco waffled. I meant twat waffled.
Taco waffled. We've
I don't
gone
know.
we've gone with waffle cone, we've gone with twat waffle. Do you know what he reminds me of? You
Hmm.
know, that one scene, he reminds me of Benny and June, the movie. Have you seen Benny and June?
No.
Where there's a scene where Johnny Depp decides to make mashed potatoes by taking a cooked potato and then taking a tennis racket and just smashing it.
Damn.
There you go. He is the potato, and the lasers were Johnny Depp's tennis racket, basically.
Oh my god. But he's a good actor.
Oh no, I like him as an actor, but he wasn't in this enough for me to say that he made one of the better secondary actor performances.
He was better than fine. He was a better thirdary.
Thirdary? Is
Yes,
that a
sure.
word?
No.
You trying
But
to make
I'm
up
making
words
it one
now?
today. I'm Dr.
Better,
Seuss in this shit today.
better thirdary actor.
He's a thirdary actor, and Matt doesn't even count.
I'm not even going to try to add that to the dictionary. Let's just say third place. He's like a secondary to the secondary.
The secondary. Yeah, he's a
Third,
thirdary.
thirdary. A supporting actor.
He's the bra of the supporting actors.
He's the underwire.
He's
He's the underwire to the
He's the
bra that would be the
jockstrap.
supporting actor. Oh, good lord.
he.
Hey, dude, hold my balls. Here you go. That's
uh,
lift and separate. Good job, one. Nice. Thank you.
he one had one job,
Had one job, one.
and he died.
And, well, that's what his job was. His job was to
To
be
die.
the slice and dice twat waffle. That was his job. He did a great job falling apart.
Oh goodness! Like this movie, though. Like, you know, Mila Jovovich. Like, I think the reason they put the leather jacket on her is because when you film shit, you do stuff like out of sequence.
Right.
So I don't know exactly when they filmed all of her, like a lot of her battle scenes, whenever she was like doing things against the liquor and everything, they were dragging her across those grates in the train.
Right.
It's like she had real bruises on her body. So
Yeah. All
they
this.
had to find a way to actually hide those to make sure that they couldn't see it before she was actually supposed to have them.
Yeah. All those scratches and cuts and all that stuff, they were all real.
Mm-hmm.
Every single bit of them.
There was only one stunt I don't think she was allowed to do, and that's for insurance purposes. And that's when they're all up on the pipes trying to crawl, and the pipe collapses, and she kind of like jumps and grabs Rain's hand or something, somebody's
Right.
hand. Like because of the wiring, they wouldn't allow her to do that because they were scared that she might get cut, like a limb or something might get cut off.
There was one scene, the scene where she'd had to do the flying kick to one of the rotted corpse dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That took like several months for her to train to do that one kick.
I don't see why it took several months to train, considering she was on a wire.
To be able to do it and not look like she was flopping around all over the place, I guess.
I mean, she's on a wire. All you have to do is give yourself momentum. One leg, kick.
I mean, this one thing that I do have to say about Mila is that she
She's a dedicated woman.
She has been in more films where she was a certifiable badass than most women that I know.
Including Three Musketeers, the remake.
Like, she was a certifiable badass in, like, this. There was Ultraviolet.
I loved Ultraviolet.
She has a ton of films. I'm trying to think of other ones. Oh, Lilu. Come on. Fifth Element.
You don't get a multi-pass for this, Chris.
She was still a badass. I earned my multi-pass.
Not today.
You can't take it away. Not today, doughboy. Anyway.
Oh, here's a thing I was like, speaking of that whole pipe breaking thing and Kaplan being stuck, and then you hear the gunshot. I think it would have been better left if they didn't show him survive, like actually like getting away. I think it would have been much more suspenseful to have that as a flashback on how are you still alive when he pops up after he turns the switch off when the liquor jumps in.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely fair.
It's like, it's one of those things we know. It's like, it's ironic or something dramatic irony, where we know something as the audience that the rest of the people in the screen don't know. Because we know he's alive, they think he's dead because they heard the gunshot, thought he's going to kill himself. I just think it would have been more of a revelation type thing to see him alive later. Like, oh, he didn't kill himself.
I think it would have been even more fun if they let us think that he was dead and then
That's
left him
what I'm saying.
there.
Oh, you fucker. That man was hot and he could act.
Yeah, but that makes the death even more tragic.
He's eaten by a liquor. I don't even know if he was eaten. He was just taken out and thrown. He was discarded like trash.
Good.
No, he was a good character. You shut the fuck up.
Okay. I'm just being catty for the sense of being catty. That's it. Just for the sake.
Was a good character.
Although, all right.
I find it funny that he's the reason JT died. Well, no, I won't say he's the reason, but actually, he couldn't get the code in, so JT had to get it in.
Now, for those of us, or those of you, actually, not those of us, because there's only two of us here, and we already know this part. But for those of you who are joining us on this podcast for the first time, because you happen to see the fact that we finally put up a freaking video on YouTube, this is probably the furthest that we have ever gotten in a almost scene-by-scene discussion of a film before just breaking off into utter chaos. Because usually we just kind of pop on here and we're like, oh, what did you like? What did you like? And we just have a nice discussion and talk about everything completely the fuck out of order. And
we've kind of had a scene by scene, but we're slightly jumping around.
We made it all the way through. Oh, you know what? Now that I do have this playing in the background over here.
How do you have it playing without it being heard?
There is one scene. How do I have it playing without it being heard?
What is it, on mute?
There you go. You've already answered your own question. I don't have to answer it.
Look at this right beside my pretty ring.
That's a nice finger you got there. Uh,
Thanks, I work it out.
I will say there is one scene that Matt did that was partially convincing. The most convincing scene that he did was Panicky laying underneath a table or whatever that was, a conveyor belt, with his leg on fire and his hands cuffed behind his back.
I'll say there's one scene he did better than that,
What's that?
where he starts getting infected from the liquor scratch, where he starts becoming Nemesis.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I didn't
I
believe that.
believe it.
Eh,
Oh
no.
my god, did you know that in that scene where she's actually trying to get back to Matt, Mila Jovovich like gave somebody a black eye or broke their nose or something because she punched him too hard through the mask? And I'm just like, how did she not break her own hand? Because she was barehanded when she did that.
She might have. Do you see all the bruises on her?
I mean, this is the final shot of the movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that it was the final shot in general.
I mean, I
This
know that.
that could have been. Sometimes they film everything out of order, so that could have been
They
like the
always
second
film
shot, the
everything out of
third shot,
order.
right? They film what they can film. Yeah.
It's
And
like, I
by the
think they
way,
find people's schedules and then they're like, you know, whenever we can have everybody, we'll do this scene, this scene. If we need certain people not to be there, we'll do this scene.
not for nothing, the liquors in this film and the next one were the worst CGI. Like it took me
You
completely out of the film.
you do realize that the liquor in this film was mostly practical, right? They actually built a liquor.
I
In
understand
in the
most of
next
it,
one, they're completely CGI.
but there were CGI scenes here of the liquor that were horrible,
I agree.
terrible.
Mila Jovovich also put a plastic axe in James Purefoy's head.
In
Well, like she actually hit him by accident.
okay, so she
When she was
basically.
bring yeah, she when she was bringing the axe down, she accidentally hit him with a rubber axe. They
I
just don't
mean, I
show that in
guess
the thing.
I guess that he should be happy that it was a fake.
I mean, I would be, I guess.
I mean, that,
Although I'm pretty sure if it was a real, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd be happy or not because I'd be dead. I don't know what I'd be not feeling.
uh, oh, I do have another favorite Michelle Rodriguez line in this film, and I
What?
don't. I think it
Oh, I
happened
know
like
exactly
after
what
the
it
credits.
is.
Okay, what is it? Go
Wait,
ahead.
you said after the credit? Well, I was
Is
thinking.
it? It's
I
like near
think
the end
after
of the film.
this, I think I'm gonna get laid.
Like it was a cut scene, yeah, where they were kind of after this, I'm gonna get laid, or was it?
Yeah.
Was it actually in the film?
Yes. It was when they were going after the antivirus.
Okay, I thought it was like near the end of the credits.
No,
Oh no! They
it's
play it
before she
over
becomes a
after the
zombie.
credits. They play the line over the near end of the credits.
They do.
Yeah, they play it again.
I wouldn't know.
I forgot that it was actually in the film. I just heard her at the end of the credits because I watched it all the way through.
When I get through this, I think I'm gonna get laid.
I don't know why I insist on torturing myself by watching the credits all the way through if I pay attention to literally nothing other than just the area where it tells me who did all the music in the film. That's it. Occasionally
uh,
I'll check out, like sometimes I'll have like the locations that they filmed.
do you know what Michelle Rodriguez's one stipulation was for this movie?
What's that?
She had to become a zombie.
Well, why would she become a zombie?
She did become a zombie.
Why would she become a zombie though?
That's what she wanted. She
I mean,
wanted to play a zombie.
she is technically a zombie.
What?
She's infected with the T virus.
She becomes a zombie on the train.
Oh no, okay. No, you're talking Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So this is where my brain took a trip to La La Land for about 2 seconds, and I think you were talking about Mila, not Michelle. And my brain just decided to completely and utterly skip a beat. And you are listening for things that I can't possibly hear or understand.
Hence the
So
finger. I
yeah,
told you my man was coming.
yes, I know, but we can't pause right now. This is a no pause kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
I
got to keep
told you.
rolling. So, of all, basically, we've gotten to near the end of the film that we're talking
Hmm.
about. Of everything in this film, who do you think was, outside of Mila, of course, the best actor in the film?
Michelle Rodriguez.
I think we agree on that, actually. This is the first time
And we agree on the worst.
we both agree. Nobody likes Matt.
This is the first time we've agreed on both, like the best outside of the lead actor and
We're
the worst.
both just like, hey, we're glad you died. We're glad you didn't need to be brought into any of this other shit.
Well, we're glad you didn't make it to the sequel.
Matt die. Matt die. Matt die. He died. And then we're good. Well, technically he died. He was brought to be part of the Nemesis project.
Yeah, like I have to wait. Damn.
You have to wait.
I do love the ending shot of the movie where Mila pumps the shotgun in the infected city, like the empty streets and everything.
That wasn't the original ending to the film. That wasn't.
No, the original ending was her going to the Umbrella facility.
Right, and then they stop it just as the action is about to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he didn't like that idea because he felt it would be like cheating the audience out of another action scene. And
well, it's not just that. I think he wanted to bring it back so that there was a sequel, and he wanted to bring it back to, because if you look at this movie, it is a prequel. It is not like how Resident Evil was done, like in the first game.
Right.
It's actually its own prequel to everything, but he wanted to bring it back to how the games were and bring it back into Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Which I applaud. I applaud.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the ending that they went out with. The just Raccoon City completely and utterly abandoned, and her just standing in the middle of the street with...
barefooted, with like a paper dress on, with a lab coat over her, and just... I'm sorry, that one shaved spot in her head that she actually shaved for the movie.
Right. I thought it was a badass hairdo. Kind of reminded me a little of Cyndi Lauper.
I hated most of her hairdos for these movies.
Why?
I thought they were ugly. The first movie, like the one we're talking about, not so bad. I mean, I'm just not a fan of short hair. That's just me. But like, she's one of those who can pull off like that shoulder length short hair. As the movies progress, her hair gets... No, in Resident Evil 2, her hair was nice. Resident Evil 3, her hair fucking sucked.
Well, I mean, she was just sort of a
it makes
wanderer
sense.
in the desert at that point. It made sense to have her hair like that.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
So, yeah, we're not quite on Resident Evil Extinction yet. We haven't even gotten past the apocalypse.
No.
So we've got to wait just a little bit.
Fuck!
Okay, anything else you want to say about the movie in general before we roll into the second half?
Someone who's played the games, I think this could have actually been a good game itself.
Honestly, rewatching this, I want to get the remastered cut of the original Resident Evil.
The game?
Yeah.
Oh, so you want the 2002 version?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. I'm hoping, anyway.
I actually did not play the original. I did play the remake, though. The 2002 remake for GameCube. Then I also played it when they brought it out on PlayStation 5 and shit.
Do they have it for the PS4, or is it just...
Yeah.
Okay.
The original remakes are, like, Resident Evil 1 remake is definitely on the PS4.
Because, damn it, It's
also on the PS3.
I am still
But you sold me that.
You keep cutting me off.
I'm so sorry.
I keep trying to roll something out, and you're just like, I'm going to talk over you. I'm going to talk over you. I'm going to talk over you. I was just trying to out myself as a broke fella who cannot afford a PS5 for the friggin' life of me.
It's on the PS4 for $20.
Yeah.
You can probably get Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 0 together for $20.
0?
Yeah, it's prequel to 4. I'm at 1.
This is 0?
It sucks.
So why are you trying to sell me on it?
Because, I mean, Resident Evil, lore, story.
Fair enough. On a scale from 1 to 11, how would you rate this film?
10.
We're not going to give it that extra point? No? 10?
No, Matt brought it down.
On a scale from 1 to 11 for me, I'm not even going to give it that. As much as I like the film, and I had a crush on our lead actress here, Alice, honestly,
What is it,
I
like
would
5?
no, not that low. I don't think the movie sucks. I can't give this a 5 after watching the second film. Ah, uh, so
Watch your
far,
mouth.
look, I've watched 3 films so far. Number 2 is the one I don't like. Of all
Keep.
3 films, I liked 1, I liked 3, did not like 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give this a solid 7.5. So that's not quite that solid. I broke it in half.
I mean, that's your opinion. It's
Not
wrong,
giving it
but
an
it's your
8.
opinion.
It's wrong, huh? That's nice. Thank you.
No, it's an opinion.
All right, so we're going to roll into the second half here. I'll give you a quick moment while I explain what we're going to be doing to bring up the cards that we drew before we started the podcast. What we're going to do is we're going to, for spooky season here, bring back the pitch storms, which we used to do frequently within the confines of the first 3 to 4 seasons of this podcast. Around season 5 and 6, we sort of had trouble getting the crew together to do some of these podcasts. So we were only rolling out about 12 episodes a season, and now, thankfully, we are starting to pick up some momentum again. And we are going to do a pitch storm. Basically, we've drawn a few cards that give us the premise to a film, and we are going to use the actors from this film to... Yeah, that's the new rule. You're kind of furrowing your brows at me.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a rule.
Yep, that's the new rule. We can put other actors in there, but we have to use at least 4 actors from this film to star in the film that we have picked.
All right.
And
well, I'm starting out,
one.
and Matt's already Matt is one of them, and he's already dead at the beginning of the film.
Killing people right off. Jeez.
In fairness, you always kill that other guy.
Well, I added Michael Cera to every single... That was a thing. Almost every... And we have to do it in this one, too. Michael Cera's got to die.
Michael Cera's not in this film.
So we're killing his career altogether? He's not going to star in one of our films as a guy that dies?
Did he already do that?
I have no idea. He's still doing things. I see him everywhere. I don't know. I don't watch him.
You do? You see him everywhere?
Everywhere.
Is he stalking you? Are you
like,
stalking him?
You know how like religious folks are like, God is everywhere. For me, it's Michael Cera. Michael Cera is everywhere.
I think you need to find somebody else to pray to.
Everywhere I go. I'm not allowed to pray at the altar of Michael Cera anymore. Fuck. All right. So read off the premise to our film today.
This is cool, but it seems a little unrealistic. How can we keep it grounded? We got the world's horniest nun struggles to close a gate of hell. To hell.
So the world's horniest nun is struggling to close the gates to hell, and we have to figure out how to keep the film grounded.
Well, we know that those rosary beads are used for something else.
How do you keep something like this grounded? It's already an outlandish concept to begin with. That's cool, but let's keep it grounded, man.
I don't know, but I'm going to cast Michelle Rodriguez as our nun.
So, okay. Michelle Rodriguez as the world's horniest nun.
And you know, seeing Mila Jovovich in Hellboy, she's the devil.
Okay. So, I'm going to have to hear you pronounce that name one more time, so maybe I have a chance of letting it rattle off my tongue and make it sound correct.
You could just call her Mila.
Mila
Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich. Did I do that?
Is that you finally did it. You didn't say Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Jojoba. Her name is not Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Zsa Zsa Gabor. Oh, nope, never mind.
You even fucked that one up. Zsa Zsa Gabora.
Zsa Zsa Gaborat. No. Nah.
Very nice. I slapped him. It was very nice.
Yeah, see the Mila with the Jolovich. A nice face. Very nice.
All right. So
anyway, so
I don't even know how to do this movie.
Well, we've got the world's horniest nun. Obviously,
but we got to keep it grounded.
So it's grounded. So we have a nun who is conflicted in having committed her life to the church. I feel like Matt is the priest, the guy that basically runs the facility, which she has the convent, which she has dedicated her life
Fuck
to.
Matt. We're putting Kaplan in there.
We're gonna put Kaplan in there. Okay, so those are our
Yes.
four. So we have Kaplan. Uh, can I? I don't know that we're allowed to do this. Can we do this?
Can we do what?
Uh, can we just in the very beginning of the film? Uh, I still want to put Michael Cera in there.
Put him in there.
Oh, just rolling your eyes at me. Come on. Oh, have a heart. I'm trying here
What's a
because we
heart?
always. I have no idea. We try to make absolutely ridiculous pitches. So what I want to do is I want to
Who
have.
was who was our four actors?
Huh?
Who was our four actors from the film? We only
Our,
have three.
you just had all four. You said Matt's in the film, but he dies early.
Okay, fine. We
So
can
you
put Matt in
wanted
there.
you decided to take the worst actor from this film and put him in our film as a guy that dies. So
It's
here's what I
fitting.
want. Here's what I want. I think that Matt should be this guy that basically comes into the church for confession. Okay. So all he gets to do is he walks in through the church. This is the opening to our film. He walks into the church. He walks over to the confessional, sits down. The confessional slides back. And the second he opens his mouth, Mila kills him from the other side of the confessional.
Why would Mila kill him when she's the nun?
No, Mila's not the nun. Michelle
No, wait,
Rodriguez
Michelle
was the
Rodriguez
nun.
is. What is? Oh yeah, she's
You
Mila's the
made her
devil.
basically the devil. Or
I
a
think
devil.
Michael Cera should be his lover.
I would say he dies, and then Michael Cera is sitting in the front pew. Basically, he's basically got his head bowed and he's praying for some
Mm-mm.
reason. You got to give him something to rattle off.
No, we see a scene of him praying, and it's just so close up on him, and then you pull it back, and he's praying because he's so constipated. He's on the toilet praying so hard.
Like he's basically praying. He's knelt down in front of the first pew, basically praying in front of the pulpit, the cross, whatever. Jesus basically hanging on the cross behind the whole thing, and he's just knelt there praying. And he's basically rattling off like I gotta find the strength to break up with this guy that I just brought in here. He's in the confessional right now. He's just been killed, mind you. And he's trying to pray for the strength to break up with this guy. So he's acting like a dick to begin with. Because I'm so constipated. I just don't know what to do. I've been bound up over this and nervous and upset. And then Mila basically walks out of the confessional and over to him. So the entire time he's praying, you can see her kind of blurred, but walking up behind him. And she basically says, "Bless you, my child." And he turns around to get up, and she just snaps his neck.
Ooh,
So
no.
basically,
Fingers through the eyes.
"Bless
Come
you, my
on.
child, for I have sinned," or something to that nature. Basically, just pokes his eyes out, though. That's a slow death.
Not if she goes all the way through. She
She's
is
just
the
going to poke
devil.
his eyes out and then sit there and just wiggle her fingers in his brain for a minute.
She's the devil.
She's the devil.
She's the devil. See no evil.
She pokes him in the eyes and then basically explodes his head from the inside.
Yes.
All right. So there you go. Michael, Cera, and Matt killed within the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Ooh, she should have stabbed Matt through the ears. Hear no evil.
Okay, so hear no evil, see no evil, and then who gets to die from speak no evil?
Mike, Kaplan, the priest.
So she walks up to she walks up to Kaplan. She's the devil. She's also fairly seductive,
She's beautiful.
right? Walks
Lucifer
up
was a fallen angel, and he was gorgeous.
and basically kisses the guy full on the mouth and burns him from the inside.
Or we see her eat his tongue and then set him on fire.
Oh, I'm just thinking about the guy just burning from the inside out, just smoking.
It's not gruesome enough.
No, not even subtle.
You know what? Maybe she bites off his tongue. while kissing him. Like, basically eats his tongue while she's kissing him, and then he starts burning while she's laughing, blood all over her mouth.
Okay, so if the contact from the kiss basically burns him from the inside out, and she
But
basically
she was just hungry.
laughs and chews and swallows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she eats the tongue sandwich, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Mila
The
is
whole
basically.
time, the
Go ahead.
nun doesn't hear any of this because, while yes, she is trying to fight her urges. She's in her little room or whatever, fighting hard against her urges, but not winning. We'll put it delicately.
No, 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 no. We're gonna keep her vicious but pure. We're not. She's not gonna lose against the. She does have issues, and
She's the horniest nun ever.
she is the horniest nun ever. Does not mean that she has to give into it. It is
Uh,
difficult for her, but everything she sees in return, mind you, Mila is attractive to her. This person's attractive to her, so on and so forth. Basically, everybody.
I have a spin. Her rosary is a blessed weapon.
Okay.
Like, she can swing it around, kind of thing. Kind of like a whip with the cross at the end to
Okay, I
take
like
out
that.
evil.
Basically, like the cross itself has like a little blade at the very end.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, sure. It can have a little blade, but it's like the whole thing is blessed, and that's what goes to the demon. Zzz.
Are we just ending this movie in 5 minutes flat?
I haven't said it ended. It's like, my man's here, but I have not said the movie ended.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
just giving her a weapon, like
okay.
a
So
blessed,
the
righteous
weapon of
weapon.
choice is the blessed bladed rosary.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that. Blessed bladed rosary.
Blessed bladed rosary.
Now I want
And
one to hang on my wall.
is basically blessed by the Pope himself. She is one of the. I want to say that she is. She's skilled in combat. She's a former. She's former military.
Maybe she's not former military. Maybe she's trained with monks.
Okay, trained with. Well,
Former military, why would they be able to learn how to use? You wouldn't know how to use a whip
are
like
we
that. That would be guns.
are we crossing religions here? Are there like Christian monks?
I don't know.
Like
Maybe there's just monkery type people who are around her.
this is how much I pay attention to religion in general. Like, are there
Also,
Christian or Catholic
you're
monks?
trying to put a gun in her hand when she's fighting with a rosary.
I think there are like a level. I don't know. I'm gonna have to
Are
go
there
look that up.
whippers in the military? Whippers.
Whippers. There's whippers and snappers.
Oh my god. You did not.
But no, I mean she's trained in martial arts. She's basically got military training. She has been personally selected. She wanted to get in. She wanted to basically become a nun because she wanted to get away from this lifestyle of violence that she
I
is
was just about to say that.
akin to. So whatever she was into previously, it ended in a lot of bloodshed, and she wanted to separate herself from it, find God, yada yada yada. But part of that violence is because she was still trying to suppress the
Her
urge to
horniness?
basically be horny as fuck. So rather than going out and screwing every guy she saw or girl for that matter,
She's eternally sexually frustrated.
that's where the violence comes from. She she is so sexually frustrated, she's ready to kill at any moment.
I think she should also fight 7 demons before the devil. Each of the 7 deadly sins.
Okay, so
Lust being her worst enemy.
we're basically gonna go the route of the 7 deadly X's from Scott Pilgrim. Well, we
What?
killed Scott Pilgrim. Why not?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen Scott Pilgrim?
I have told you this.
Oh my good lord! And a
Vroom
motorcycle just
vroom.
blew by in the background. Yeah, that is
Yes,
the
he
drag
drove
strip right
by.
here.
He drove by and he said, "Blow me."
Yeah, just blow me. Yep, right by the window over here. We have no soundproofing here on my end, so occasionally you're going to hear cars just fucking blow by. I'm trying to work on something to put in these windows, and it does not help that I still have an air conditioner in this one, so you can hear shit loud and clear. I don't even have the benefit of the storm windows being down.
Nice.
So
So we got her fighting these demons.
we have to come up with the actors and or actresses to be the demons that lead up to the devil, who basically she has to fight through, that are the seven deadly sins. So they're representative of the seven deadly sins. The one that she has to fight last, obviously, is lust.
Yes.
Lust is the final battle before she reaches the
And you
devil.
know what? I'm going to cast her as a double role. She will also be lust.
You're definitely making the Scott Pilgrim movie now. Because
How?
the entire final battle was him against himself in that movie. So we basically killed the lead actor from Scott Pilgrim in the beginning of this film as a gay man trying to break up with his boyfriend. And we've decided to go along with the basic tenets of the movie that he was in, that he's most
How
famous
am
for.
I supposed to know?
So we have to come up with actors that go along with the seven deadly sins. Who
Uh,
are we? We have to do pride, greed, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth.
Pride. Chris Evans.
So pride's going to be Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. There's a lot of people that I would love to see in sort of a fighting role, that because she has to fight with each and every one of these people.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to cast fairly well-known actors. Wrath, I would like Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I can see that.
You know, because he can.
Gluttony.
Gluttony, that one's going to be a tough one. You got to find somebody
Well,
that
you don't have to necessarily be somebody who overeats to be a glutton. You could be somebody who overdoes. As gluttony is
over
anything in excess.
basically everything in excess.
Yes.
So who do you think would fit the role of everything in excess? That's a tough one. I'm going to get back to gluttony because that one's going to be the one that is going to take a lot of time for me.
Okay.
Envy, I'd like you, and you can disagree with me here. Rainn Wilson.
Because he's not pretty?
No. I want him to basically. He is envious of everybody. Like it just. But these are people. I want to say as demons. These are people in real life, kind of like Manchurian Candidate shit, where basically these real life people are triggered as demons because of the fact that they have lived their lives basically bogged down by one of these seven deadly sins.
Give me another sin.
We have greed, envy. Oh, we just did envy. So sloth, greed, and gluttony are the ones that we have left.
Sloth, I want to put Audrey Platz, whatever her name is. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope, I have no idea.
Haven't you seen The Office?
I have seen The Office. I
She
don't.
was in that. She played the woman. She's this woman who always has like a deadpan face when she delivers her lines, like short dark hair.
Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit
Audrey
of trouble.
Platz, something.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, her.
Okay, I'm like that wasn't The Office, was it? I thought that was Parks and Rec.
I really don't know. I didn't watch those shows.
Two
They
different
weren't
shows.
interesting.
No, Aubrey Plaza was in Parks and Rec. She was the one that was constantly in love with what's his name.
I don't know the name of these characters.
He went on to be Star-Lord
Chris
in the
Pratt.
Marvel movies. Chris Pratt. There, yeah, they were like boyfriend, girlfriend, in Parks and Rec. So yeah, I do know who you said.
But
I got you.
I would cast her as Sloth.
Cast her as Sloth. Okay.
Yeah, it's not anything like against her. I just think she's a very good versatile actress.
Hear me out. Greed. Al Pacino.
Can he fight? Does he have a fighting buddy?
He doesn't have a fighting buddy in general, But I feel as a guy who basically prides himself on greed, he pays other people to fight for him.
Fair point.
He's taken down by his own greed because he pays other people to fight for them and refuses to pay them.
I see what you actually did there. That
Go
makes
ahead.
sense. But it's like, he prides himself. I was like, greed being affected by one of the other deadly sins.
Exactly.
He prides himself on being greedy.
Now, our lust is basically Michelle Rodriguez. The only one that we
Mm-hmm.
do not have yet is gluttony. Who do we? You know what? I've got it. I know who gluttony should be.
Who?
Chris Hemsworth.
You talking about from Thor? From when he got fat in
When he
Thor?
played Fat Thor. Come on. No,
It would
is
just
that
be.
too
It would
spot
be
on?
funny. No, I like it. I like it. But notice we have like 3 Marvel actors in here now.
They're great actors, and they need to do other things.
It's like Aubrey Plaza, Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Evans. Because Aubrey Plaza is now in Agatha Harkness.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I haven't watched that yet, so I
know
should
she's
do
in
that.
it. I haven't seen it all. Like I have not actually. I've like seen the first 5 minutes. I need to watch it.
I need to watch that before I cut off my Disney altogether.
It's one of those things. Like I want to watch it once it all comes out, so I can binge it all.
The only thing that I really want to watch, I have to go through. I'm hoping they still have them, is a bunch of Kurt Russell's old films that he did with Disney when he was younger. Because I thought some of them were pretty pretty fucking funny looking. Okay,
all right. So she makes it through all of them.
All of them to get to Mila as the devil.
Yes.
And
the thing is, she can't kill Mila. In order to close the gates of hell, it still has to have a ruler. So she can't, that's a caveat. She can't kill her. She can beat her, but she can't kill her.
What if her giving in to her frustration regarding Mila is the way that she kills her? Basically catches her off guard.
She basically sacrifices herself to save the world by giving in to her desires with Mila.
For a lack of a better way, fucking her back to hell.
You know what's the funny, sad, and awesome thing about that? So many people would ship that. From Resident Evil, they would ship them together. Just for the simple fact that Mila was like, "I could kiss you, bitch."
At the exact moment of climax, she basically plunges her rosary into Mila's heart, sending her back to hell, but also burns to a cinder. Blows away like dust.
Oh, herself?
Yeah.
I like it. It works. A self-sacrifice to save the world. Because in all these movies like this, a lot of them anyway, there's they always expect the main person to survive, at least.
I'm not looking for a sequel to this film.
Neither am I.
I like a nice little bit of closure. Of course, you could always say that she has somehow become a...
Maybe she becomes an angel afterwards.
Heaven, basically a heavenly warrior of some sort, if you really want to go that far.
That would be an archangel.
I wouldn't put her in heaven. I would say that because she had sex with the devil, basically, that they put her in limbo. Limbo is the next place she has to... Limbo is the next place that she has to battle out of. If you do a sequel.
Oh my God! There's so many things you could do with Limbo.
So many.
So we've ended our movie, and I actually would watch it.
I'd watch that one. It sounds. I mean, I would only really appreciate it if you go for a nice NC-17 rating, but we can go R, and I'd still be happy. We'll try not to stray into Elizabeth Berkley and Showgirls territory if we at all possible.
Yeah.
Well, the world's horniest nun, who basically fucks the devil back to hell. That basically screams an NC-17 rating, unless you take some liberties to tone it down a little bit. So, yeah, we've basically run through that. I have nowhere else to go after fucking the devil to hell. So,
Same.
why don't you tell them where they can find some of your projects, anything you're doing currently?
Mainly just streaming on Twitch right now under Beautiful Piper. BEUTIFULL_PIPER.
And of course, our podcast you can find pretty much anywhere where podcasts are released. Good Pods has been treating us really well lately. We are also on Spotify, and now we have a YouTube set up. All 203 episodes are up on YouTube for your listening pleasure, and this video should be out a little later on. We'll release the episode and then release the video. That's how it should work. So you listen first, and then you get to see our goofy asses do what we do. And hopefully, at some point in the near future, I will have that all set up so that you're not just looking at my curtains.
Look at my
That
lights.
being said, on behalf of myself and Piper, thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, do all that silly stuff that everybody else tells you to do. And if you don't want to, don't. Just listen. That's all I really want.
Stuff.
Oh, it'd be nice if you subscribe to us on YouTube, but if you don't want to do that, as long as you're listening, that's all I give a shit about. Comment, whether you like us or hate us. I don't care. Just comment. Say something so that I can read it and be like, ha ha ha, look at this silly bitch. He hates us. Outside of that, go ahead.
Literally,
Yeah.
y'all should just comment something. So
Something.
he has to read something, 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 something.
Well, they did what they said. Yeah, they commented 500 people, just something, 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 something. I didn't even watch this, but something, something. And on behalf of myself and Piper and the currently absent Miss Honeybee Kind, who should be back very, very soon, drink some water, you thirsty bitches.